Possessive adjectives in Italian modify a noun, and possessive pronouns replace a noun. In the language, such concepts require a definite article in places where English doesn't have one. In English, the words indicate possession, ownership, and what belongs to whom, and in Italian, the concepts show the same thing. However, Italian possessives must agree with the noun being possessed, and not with the owner. This is a big difference from English, because agreement says that the possessive must agree in gender and number with the noun. The structure of using possessives in itself is made from a definite article, a possessive, and a noun. But before we show examples, we can see what possessive adjectives look like in Italian. Keep in mind that all of these mean my, your, his, her, our, your plural, and their, just being affected by gender and number. Considering how the words have to agree, it's also important to use the correct definite article based on gender and number, which is something I showed in a previous video. Masculine singular adjectives are mio, tuo, suo, nostro, vostro, loro. Feminine singular adjectives are mia, tua, sua, nostra, vostra, loro. Masculine plural adjectives are miei, tuoi, suoi, nostri, vostri, loro. Feminine plural adjectives are mie, tue, sue, nostre, vostre, loro. Generally, the words all share the same form, just with different endings, except for loro, which is always the same, so the article will show the difference. The best way to remember these words is to know the universal endings, which you will see in many Italian concepts. O means masculine and singular. A means feminine and singular. E means masculine and plural. And E means feminine and plural. In general, this is what possessive adjectives look like in Italian, and now we can see some examples using definite articles, adjectives, and nouns. Il mio libro, la mia casa, il mio amico, la sua macchina, i nostri genitori. Considering the use of the definite article, this is something that's almost always required in Italian. It's not possible to say mio libro, so we have to say il mio libro, my book. However, there is a major exception to this rule, and it relates to singular family members. When referring to singular, unmodified family terms, the definite article is dropped, such as saying mia madre, tuo fratello, nostra nonna. Nonetheless, the definite article is needed if the family noun is plural, if the noun is modified, and if you use loro. I miei fratelli, la mia cara madre, la loro madre. After learning about possessive adjectives, we can now see possessive pronouns, which replace nouns, just like saying mine, yours, his, hers, ours, and theirs in English. To form possessive pronouns, we use the same words as before, so the writing is simply borrowed. However, we still have to use definite articles, and although the form is the same, the function is different. When using possessive pronouns in context, the pattern will have a definite article and a possessive pronoun that shows ownership and replaces a noun to avoid repetition. This means that it can stand alone in a sentence and clarify who owns something. Some examples are: questo libro è il mio, la casa è la nostra. Even so, we can compare adjectives and pronouns side by side. In this case, the adjective modifies libro, while the pronoun replaces it. Furthermore, Italian has a special case with loro, which means their. Loro never changes for gender or number, thereby allowing us to make any sentence, like il loro cane, le loro case, la loro macchina, I loro amici. Even though gender and number do not affect, loro, the definite article, still must agree with the noun. At last, it's good to know that Italian can use possessives for contrast, even when English doesn't, and this concept adds emphasis. If you want to make a distinction, you can say something like ognuno ha la sua opinione. Everyone has their own opinion. Faccio il mio lavoro. I do my job. Overall, this is how possessive adjectives and pronouns fully work in Italian. The concepts require definite articles, they must agree with the noun and not the owner, and family terms have special rules.